Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Dr. Boyce Watkins from FinancialJuneteenthTV.com. I thought I would take a second to uh, share something with you. I'm in the airport, and I really wanted to share this with you right away. My brother Lawrence sent me this article from a company called Seeking Alpha. They analyze stocks and things like that, and they actually, according to Seeking Alpha, Urban One is predicted to be, or they believe it to be, the most undervalued black-owned stock in America. So I'm going to read some of this to you and kind of break this down. And a lot of the analysis makes sense. It really does say a lot in terms of what this company could do. It could be quite explosive. So I'm going to be quick because I'm going to get on my flight in a second. I'm hanging out in Louisville, Kentucky. I just gave a speech here, and I'm on my way back to Chicago. But I'm going to just read this to you. They said Urban One launched the One VIP card to serve African Americans while expanding into the lucrative fintech landscape. Urban One's the largest African American media company in the U.S., reaching millions of viewers. Procter and Gamble, among other major corporations, have expressed interest in targeting Black Americans with the help of Urban One's massive reach. Urban One's they have a market cap of about $80 million. The company generated $387 million in revenue last year, making it one of the most undervalued stocks on the Nasdaq, according to Seeking Alpha. Now, is this 100% gospel? Nobody knows. But let me just give you some details in terms of what their argument is. Hey, Sean, Darian, Clip and Go Braids, Eric McMillian, Coker Enox, Brooklyn's Finest, John Nesbitt. I just want to say hello to everybody. So here we go. All right, and by the way, if you want to see really good financial content, the URL for financialjuneteenth.tv.com is right there below my face. It's not my face, like a live face, but I just want to do this audio while I'm in the airport. And also, you can text the word "voice" to 31996, and I'll send you notifications when we go live and work on things related to Black-owned business, things like that. So they said radio and TV event revenue was hit hardest due to the global pandemic closures. But quarter three has already seen a substantial rebound in revenues, according to CEO Alfred Liggins. Procter& Gamble showed interest in advertising with Urban One, and the author of the article believes that other major corporations are going to spend more ad dollars with Urban One to align themselves with Trump's Platinum Plan. Now, that was a little bit surprising that they mentioned the Platinum Plan, which, if they follow through with it, which is $500 billion that they claim is going to be put into supporting the Black community. The problem with that logic to me is one, I don't think Trump's going to win this election. I would be stunned if he won the election. I think Biden's going to win the election. He's going to engage in a lot of spending, a lot of green spending, a lot of spending that hopefully will hit our communities. But even if Trump wins, there's still the question of whether or not he's really going to follow through on the Platinum Plan, because the people have made the legitimate criticism that Trump could have done this a long time ago. He could have easily done a Platinum Plan quite a while back. So I didn't necessarily buy that particular argument. But if you fall into the whole Black Lives Matter logic and everything else, that's supposed to translate into dollars for Black-owned businesses. And I don't think it should all go to Urban One, though. I think that a lot of these small companies out here that are not getting the support they need should also get some backup as well. And that's the thing that bothers me, is that, with the money tends to get eaten up by the people at the top, so that when the people at the bottom, stick their hand out, there's nothing left for them. By the way, give me a thumbs up. But give me a thumbs up on the video if you're watching. Share this video, and also give me a yes or no if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, I'm in the airport. The loudspeaker in the airport is sometimes he talks, and I can't always hear myself. So just give me a yes or no. Let me know you can hear me. Okay, so they said Trump's Platinum Plan is the biggest catalyst to increase ad spending. Black-owned businesses have suffered historically in terms of attracting advertisers to their networks. The fact that Trump proposed such a robust economic plan shows there is a lot of much-needed progress. Urban One owns an impressive portfolio of radio, digital, and TV platforms. Their website, One Digital, receives 24 million visitors per month, along with a billion impressions on video. Trump's economic plan, if it proves successful, it should see a large boost in ad dollars. Okay, so let's move on. I don't want to keep talking about the Trump thing. I know some of you are surprised that I think Trump is going to lose. I'm not real happy with the Democrats, but I just give you facts based on where they are. I don't have a bias. I don't have a horse in the race because anybody in here who's an investor, let me just make this clear. Anybody in here who's an investor is going to do well no matter who wins the election. So if you want to win no matter what, start investing. Damn it! Don't sit on the sidelines. I mean, please don't do that. In fact, let me just, let me share a URL with you where you can get started for free. Firstsharestock.com. If you go to firstsharestock.com, there's a free training to get you started. I have a PhD in finance. I can break it down for you. It doesn't take long. It'll take you 10 minutes. So let's see here. Also, they made a big investment in MGM National Harbor, which is a casino that disproportionately serves African Americans. Now, why was that a more convincing argument? Well, that was more convincing to me because casinos are part of those recovery plays. You know, those are the companies that I believe are going to just bust out of the seams once they come out with a vaccine and everybody feels safe again. Right now, everybody feels scared, and I think that they feel scared partly because maybe there are things you should be scared of, but also remember, fear is kind of a psychological thing too, in that a lot of the fear is socially constructed. It is social engineering. That's a better word. It's a manifestation of media designed to shape how you view the next election. Once the election's over, and there's no incentive to keep you scared to death, you're going to watch them start to say, okay, now we need people to feel confident. You know, because a lot of life, a lot of media is like The Wiz. If you remember watching the movie The Wiz, remember Richard Pryor used to basically tell, he would tell everybody like the color for today is red, and then everybody starts wearing red, and they're all running around dancing in red. Anybody remember that? And then he said, the color for the new color is green. And everybody started wearing green, and they said I wouldn't be seen dead in red, right? And so basically, what you're going to see is you're going to see now you've seen the manufacturing of fear because the election's coming. I think now you're going to see the manufacturing of confidence. Once the election's over, if they can create certainty by getting Trump to stand down peacefully and make it over with, they're going to start creating confidence because they need consumer confidence to boost the economy. Unconfident, frightened, scared consumers do not go out and spend a ton of money at Christmas. The Christmas holiday is when they're hoping for the big recovery. Black Friday, all that stuff, they want you lined up out the door. They don't want you social distancing for Black Friday. They want you lined up out the door of your favorite store, ready to spend your money like it's crazy. And that's when you're going to see a big bust. And so if things work out right, you're going to see a big recovery. So I like this casino play. I think that the casino is a bad move for Urban One right now because casinos were hit pretty hard because of COVID. Well, but once COVID is gone, once that dark cloud is out from over our heads, you're going to see the casinos take off. You're going to see the airlines take off. You're going to see the cruise ships take off. And that's why, one of the stocks I recommended to you guys yesterday was Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean. That was a stock we talked about yesterday. If you if you want to see all the stocks I'm picking, I share it with my students. There's the URL. It's the blackstockmarketprogram.com. The URL's right there. It costs $1 for the first month, so feel free to join. It's a perfect program. It's amazing. It's much better than anything you ever got in college. So let me keep going. So one other thing that Urban One has done that has really gotten attention. I hope you guys can hear me through this airport talk. I hate airports because they do stuff on the loudspeaker and it interrupts everything you're doing. Um, they also have this new card, this thing called the One VIP card. They said that it's the first ever financial solution targeted toward Black Americans. That's not true. There are plenty of financial solutions out there. I mean, the Black Business School, for example, is one financial solution. There have been other cards put out, marketed to Black people. But either way, though, they've got their card now, and it has, the fees and everything makes sense. And that's another sort of fintech play that Urban One is committed to that many people believe could actually be lucrative for them in the long term. Now, they said major risks are more COVID-19 closures and the failure to execute the Platinum Plan. Yeah, those are big risks that I see as well. I see the COVID closures as a short-term risk. The failure to execute the Platinum Plan is a long-term risk. So everybody who says that, we should get Biden in office and hold him accountable, well, that's going to be your chance to hold him accountable. If you hold him accountable, then these things will manifest. If you don't hold him accountable, then none of this will come true. So I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not going to be into the politics per se, but I think that's where, you're going to see a difference, right? So Urban One Basically, they mentioned event revenue won't bounce back right away because the CDC still recommends people avoid large public gatherings and wear masks. Another major risk factor is that a $500 billion economic plan sounds wonderful, but Urban One won't benefit if Trump's plan fails to take place. America is dealing with an upcoming election that will be the most important presidential election in the history of the U.S. I don't agree with that. I think every election is important. Failure to execute this economic plan won't help Urban One generate more ad dollars. The conclusion here is that multi-year declines in revenue don't paint the best picture. But he believes that there's an inflection point for Black-owned businesses. So he believes that because of Black Lives Matter and because of all this chaos that's going on, that eventually we'll see the so-called love for Black people to translate into dollars. What's going to happen, in my opinion, is that this is not going to help the masses. This translation where corporations are giving billions of dollars to Black businesses, the Black elite are going to be the ones that show up and get those big checks. That's kind of how these things work. That's why I'm not really a person that's into the Black elite. I'd rather see the money get to the masses. Small Black businesses, things like that, I don't think they're going to get those dollars. But if you're invested in a company like an Urban One, which I don't think this is the magical stock, this is not the stock that's going to change your life. I've owned Urban One for years, and believe me, it has not been among the best performers in my portfolio. But this article was interesting to me because it basically reflects something that I think is gonna happen at some point, right? At some point, the world is gonna wake up and realize that truly showing respect to the Black community means putting your money where your mouth is. It doesn't mean painting Black Lives Matter on a big sign and having everybody hold a chitlin eating party while we dance around and talk about how much white people love us. What showing support and respect for the Black community means is massive multi-billion-dollar investments in Black-owned businesses. There should be small Black businesses, mom and pop shops, all throughout the United States that have no problem going to the bank and getting $100,000, $200,000, $500,000 to run their business. When that day occurs, that's when you're going to see a lot of these companies really take off. Urban One will get to eat first. Urban One will eat first. The reason they will eat first is because they are the Black elite. If you look at Urban One's roster of who actually works for the company, they have a whole lot of white people working for that company. So as much as we know that they are Black owned, I've had people come and talk to me about working at Urban One who've actually said that they felt uncomfortable because of racism they felt like they experienced at the company. This is not a disparagement on the company. This is just me giving you reality talk. You guys know I keep it real. But here's the deal. You can get a piece of the action, right? You can be a part of what they're doing. There's nothing wrong with investing in a Black-owned company, just like you're investing in all these white-owned companies. So if you want to know what I'm going to do next, what Dr. Boyce is doing, I'm going to go buy some Urban One stock. It doesn't cost that much. Maybe this is for real. Maybe I'll be surprised. Maybe Trump will win the election. I'm not saying I hope he wins. The key idea is, as an investor, you don't necessarily cheer. You want to be in a position that Don King used to be whenever there's a big heavyweight fight. Don King would have two guys fighting, and both of those guys will work for him. Both of those guys were on the Don King roster. So if fighter A won, he would go stand next to fighter A and hold his hand in the air and say, "We're the greatest." If fighter B won, he would go to fighter B, hold his hand in the air and say, "We're the greatest." Either way, Don King was able to win. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and be like Don King. Don King is he's not the most ethical guy in the world, but really, I think that if you're truly trying to win in this capitalist society, at the end of the day, focus on the things that matter. And if you're an investor and you know how to pivot and you know what's going on and you can observe the landscape and know where the resources are, then that is how you win. America is not a broke country. It's not anywhere near being broke. When the economy went south, America did not lose its economy. The economy just changed shape. The economy just changed shape. It's like when I lost weight, I was still Boyce Watkins, except instead of the fat Boyce, I was the thinner Boyce, right? And so ultimately, when you saw the economy change shape, all the resources went from whatever we were doing before COVID to fighting COVID. And so basically, we're in this war with COVID, and there's trillions of dollars being made fighting the war with COVID, right? So what you do as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, an investor, is you observe the landscape, take in information, be as calm and rational as you can possibly be, and you pivot. You pivot, pivot, pivot. Those who can adapt will survive. This is not just true in the world of investing. This is true throughout the universe. If you cannot adapt, you will die. If you adapt and you constantly move, then you will win. You will succeed. You will find the resources. So that's my 2 cents. I'm gonna go hop on my plane. I had to go do this video real quick because I wanted you guys to hear about what I just read. If you want to see all the stocks I pick, I tell my students, I have something called What Dr. Boyce is Buying in the Black Stock Market program. The first month is $1. The URL's right there. Also, if you want to get notifications from me or whatever, I can text you guys when we do stuff. We do a lot of stuff on financialjuneteenth.tv.com every single day, and we also have a black-owned business competition every Monday where we're supporting black-owned businesses. We're not here to talk. We're not here to get mad at white people or black people or anything. We're here to win. We're here to build. That's what we're doing. We're building. While the whole world is fighting, we are building. So every Monday night at 8 o'clock, we have a black-owned business pitch competition. Lene Javette and I host it, where we let black-owned businesses submit 90-second pitches, which gives them an opportunity to improve their pitch as we give them feedback. And the audience is exposed to these black-owned businesses so that we can keep the dollars in our community. We got 1.3 trillion and counting flowing through our community. Let's keep at least 10% of that. That's another $130 billion floating around for black people. That's enough to create hundreds of billionaires every year, hundreds of millionaires every year. We can do this. We can create thousands of jobs every year. We just have to focus. Okay, guys? So anyway, I'm out of here. I hope that this was helpful to you. This is not investment advice. This is just me sharing information. So please hit the thumbs up button, share, and subscribe button. And also, I'll give you one more place you can go. If you want a free e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, you can go to allblackeconomics.com. That's allblackeconomics.com. So I'm out of here. Have a good day. Got to go catch my flight. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.